Israeli airstrike against Syria leaves many Iranian militias dead. The Syrian Observatory for Human Rights reported new details on the Israeli airstrike that took place on Wednesday on Hama and Latakia. SOHR sources have confirmed that 8 members of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, and its proxy militias were killed. As for the injured, the SOHR said, 5 members of IRGC of Iranian and Afghan nationalities were killed as a result of the Israeli airstrike on their headquarters in Deir Shmail in the western countryside of Hama near the administrative borders with Latakia. 3 IRGC-backed militiamen, one of whom was Syrian while the 2 others were of non-Syrian nationalities, were killed by the Israeli strikes on the countryside of Latakia. Meanwhile, the death toll is expected to rise further as the attack left many members injured, some seriously, including Lebanese militiamen and officers. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. U.S.-Israel team to battle Iran missiles. White House National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan and Israeli National Security Advisor Meir Ben-Shabbat have agreed to establish an interagency working group to focus on the threat from Iran's precision-guided missiles being shared with Hezbollah and other allies. Israeli defense sources told BD that while the Trump administration focused on how to stop Iran's gallop towards a nuclear bomb, the issue of Iran's precision ballistic missiles has been ignored. Israel has reportedly launched at least 200 strikes against Iranian weapons shipments in recent years. The reaction here to news of the new group was, too late, too little. Now the issue is again on the table, but it's too late. If you look at some of the new Iranian ballistic missiles, you can see that there are small winglets attached to the fore section of the missiles. This is part of the mechanism that gives these missiles greater accuracy, a top Israeli expert said on condition of anonymity, told BD. Senior U.S. officials stressed the talks were focused exclusively on resolving concerns about Iran's growing nuclear program, not, for example, on its support for terrorism, behavior in the region, or human rights practices, according to a study by the D.C.-based Arms Control Association. According to updated estimates, Iran has 3,000 precision ballistic missiles with various ranges. These missiles pose a direct threat to U.S. bases in the Gulf and to military bases and strategic facilities in Israel. The head of Central Command, General Kenneth McKenzie, said recently that ballistic missiles are the greatest danger on Iran's part. They have become more accurate, which is of great concern. McKenzie stressed that the U.S. needs more time to assess Iran's missile capabilities.
Plummeting back to Earth. Meteorologist Rob Marciano is here with the very latest. Rob, good morning.
Hey, Whitwell, the world has been anxiously watching and waiting for this moment, and overnight it happened. That Chinese rocket, the Long March 5B as it's called, finally came crashing back down to Earth. Now, the Chinese Space Agency says it happened around 10:24 last night. The debris re-entered the atmosphere over the Maldives, landing in the Indian Ocean. But the U.S. Space Agency says their calculations say it happened over the Arabian Peninsula. Now, so we don't know exactly where it happened, but we hope most of it burned up upon re-entry, because this thing is it's massive. Some of the biggest space junk ever to re-enter the atmosphere. It's 10 stories tall, 23 tons. People all over the world were watching it. This is some video out of Fuji City, Japan. Now, you may remember when they launched this thing back in the end of April, normally these rocket boosters fall back down to Earth, but this one got caught up in orbit, and it's part of a big problem, really. You've got 20,000 pieces of space junk flying around there at over 17,000 miles per hour. It's just unbelievable to get your head around.
Yeah. It is a problem, no question about it, and it's something we're going to continue to deal with going forward. Rob, thank you very much.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our...
Shalom. Give all praise to Yahweh Bashem Yahshua Bashem Rakakadash. Call Hallelujah Yahweh Bashem Yahshua Bashem Rakakadash. Give all praise again to Yahweh Bashem Yahshua Bashem Rakakadash. The wonders to the elders and apostles for the edification and knowledge. Some little military stuff talking about Israel, U.S. teams to battle Iran missiles, talking about Iran's missile capability. Israeli strikes against Syria leave many dead in Syria. Talking about the debris from the Chinese rocket, GMA reports. This is Matthew's 20, 24, Luke 21, Mark 13. Luke 21. But when ye shall hear wars and commotions, be not terrified, for these things must come to pass, but the end is not. But the end is not by and by. Then said he unto them, nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom. And great earthquakes shall be in different places, and famines and pestilence, fearful sightings, and great signs shall there be from the heaven. Fearful sightings relating to that debris that's falling back to Maldives, and which is an Indian Ocean area. So that'll be a good example of that space debris coming back on Earth. That could be a fearful sighting. I'm going to go to Mark 13. This is Mark 13. Mark 13. And when ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars, this part of it, hear wars and rumors of wars, these tensions between these nations, Israel, Syria, Israel, Iran, U.S., China, Russia, Ukraine, Taiwan, Japan, all these countries, all these tensions between these countries, India, Pakistan, Turkey, various other countries all over the world. So the tensions are building, nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. And when ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars, be ye not troubled, for such things must need be, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be earthquakes in different places, and there shall be famines and troubles. There's a lot of troubles all over the world. Famines, pestilence, potential food shortages, chicken shortage. People are worried about. I think when world talking about a food shortage concern. Man. I think the World Health or World relating to one of the organizations relating to the food, they're talking about food concerns relating to food shortages, also rising in food prices too, man. You know what I mean? So that supply and demand, and it's going to be a big supply. It's going to be a big demand but limited supply. So that goes with that potential food famines, African countries, the famines. The locust things, so all these troubles, these famines, these pestilence, these troubles, these are the beginnings of sorrows. That's what that is, the beginnings of sorrows. I'm going to go to Matthew's 24. And ye shall hear, Matthew 24 and 6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, pestilence, earthquakes in different places. And all these things are the beginnings of sorrows, man. These are the birth pangs, man. the birth pains, a woman in travail during pregnancy. In the latter parts of her pregnancy, the closer it gets, then, certain things are ready to come to pass. So we in the beginning stages of that. That's what it is. Rumors of wars, hearing of rumors of wars, nations against nation, kingdom against kingdom. So these are all parts of the beginning. This is something short relating to that information. Give all praise to Yahweh Bashem Yashad Bashem Rakakadash Shalom.